After a long wait, I have returned. I apologize for how long I have not made a video in. It's been about 9 days, and I really don't have an excuse. I had 2 days I do. I had orientation for college for 2 days. Other than that, I've been a little busy. I should definitely have gotten some videos out, and I wholeheartedly apologize. And let me fix the lighting there. There we go. That's the best it's gonna get. But today I got a career video for you. You don't want a career video? I got a career video. Luke Richardson. Who is Luke Richardson? The current Chicago Blackhawks head coach. I've been looking back and I've been thinking, why not do some career videos this summer? Like, usually I only do for them if they retire or in the unfortunate unless they pass away, like Tony Esposito, Bobby Hull, those guys. But I want to get back into doing some of these career videos because there are some players I also want to take a look at that played for the Hawks. I want to do one for Stan Mikita. I want to do one for Craig Anderson, who retired, who was a former Blackhawk. I want to do Luke Richardson, Joel Quenneville, Jeremy Colleton. Ben Smith is one I want to take a look at because he had a very strange career. And yeah, those are just a few names I'm throwing out there. And of course, I want to do a recap of free agency, the winners and losers, and the teams that I think are going to be the same. And I'm kind of waiting on a few names. I'm waiting for Carlson, Tarasenko, Dumba, if Kane or Tays sign as well. I'm not really waiting for them, but those are some names that I just are kind of waiting on because you can't really grade them. A team can be graded pretty poorly, and then one guy can make him shoot up. So today we're going to look at the career of Luke Richardson, who was drafted 7th overall in 1987 by the Toronto Maple Leafs. He had a pretty long career, and to be honest, I had never heard of this guy until he was coaching the Montreal Canadiens in the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and he was an assistant coach. So in his first season, 1987-88, he played 78 games at Toronto in his rookie year, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points, 90 penalty minutes. Not many trophies and not many points with Luke Richardson, that's for sure. He was a penalty minutes guy. He was a big defender, and he was a left shot defenseman, about 6'3", 200-ish pounds. 200, I think, was it 210-ish, 215-ish pounds, maybe 230 at his max. But overall, he was a big defenseman. No one that would win like a Calder or that sort of thing. Never an All-Star game guy, but overall, good player. In 1988-89, he plays 55 games with Toronto, 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points, 106 penalty minutes. You know, he scores that has a lot of penalty minutes, kind of like Brian Marchment, which I did a career video on, and you can see all the hundreds of penalty minutes that are on this. I only include penalty minutes if they have a lot of them. 1989-90, 67 games played, 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points, 122 penalty minutes. In 1990-91, what would be his final year with the Maple Leafs, 78 games, 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points, 238 penalty minutes, easily the most he's ever had, only time he went over 200. And then in 1991, before the 1991-92 season, Maple Leafs make a trade. They sent with Luke Richardson, Vinny Domfou, Peter Ing, Scott Thornton, cash, and future considerations in exchange for Glenn Anderson, Craig Berube, the current coach of the St. Louis Blues, and Grant Fuhr. So he's part of a pretty huge trade there. And of course, Toronto, Glenn Anderson, we know Glenn Anderson ends up with the Rangers. Grant Fuhr bounces around a bit. He's with the Leafs, he's with the Sabres, Flames, a few other teams, the Blues. So he kind of jumps around. Sorry about that again. A bit noisy outside. So, yeah, big trade overall that Luke Richardson is a part of. And with 91-92 with the Oilers, he has his biggest offensive production season. For Luke Richardson, that is. 75 games played, 2 goals, 19 assists, 21 points. His career high in points was 21. 1992-93, 82 games played, 3 goals, 10 assists, 13 points, 142 penalty minutes. He had 118 the year prior. I didn't think I said that. 1993-94, 69 games played, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points, 131 penalty minutes. I completely forgot this side of the board as well with the playoffs. In this first season with Toronto, 2 games played, no goals, no assists, no points, no penalty minutes. 1989-90 with the Leafs, 5 games played, no goals, no assists, no points, 22 penalty minutes. and 16 games played with this year with the Oilers as they go on a run to the conference final before Chicago sweeps them. 0 goals, 5 assists, 5 points, 45 penalty minutes. And then you see a lot of no playoffs here. No playoffs, no playoffs. Oilers go through a rough time with no playoffs, no playoffs, no playoffs, no playoffs. We're up to 94, 95, where, because 93, 94 at Oilers there, we just went over that, I believe. 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points, 131 penalty minutes. 94, 95 is a lockout shortened season, 46 games, 3 goals, 9 assists, 11 points, 108 penalty minutes, once again, no playoffs. And then 1996-97, 82 games played, 1 goal, 11 assists, 12 points, 91 penalty minutes, so a bit of a less amount of penalty minutes that year. He's staying out of the box a bit that year. And in the playoffs, Oilers have a huge upset against the Dallas Stars in round 1. Curtis Joseph absolutely steals them a series. 12 games played, no goals, 2 assists, 2 points, and 14 penalty minutes in those 12 games. 1997-98, he signs with the Flyers as a free agent. 81 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, 139 penalty minutes. And the playoffs, 5 games played, no goals, no assists, no points, no penalty minutes. 1998-99, 78 games played, no goals, 6 assists, 6 points, 106 penalty minutes, no playoffs for the Flyers that year. 1999-2000, and he is now about he's about 12 years into his career at this point, and he's only played a select handful of games. He's played 7, 12, 24, 24 plus 16, 40 playoff games in 12 years, which for some that might be a lot, but for a guy that plays as long as Luke Richardson, you'd be surprised. He does not play a lot in the playoffs. But yeah, 1999-2000, 74 games played, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points, 140 penalty minutes, and the Flyers go on a run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final, where Scott Stevens absolutely drills Eric Lindros, and that would basically be the beginning of the end of his time in Philly. Not Richardson, Lindros. 18 games played in that run, no goals, 1 assist, 1 point, 41 penalty minutes. 2000-2001, 82 games played, 2 goals, 6 assists, 8 points, 131 penalty minutes. 6 games played in the playoffs, no goals, no assists, no points, 4 penalty minutes. 2001-2002, 72 games played, 1 goal, 8 assists, 9 points, 102 penalty minutes. 5 games played, no goals, no assists, no points, 4 penalty minutes, almost the exact same as the last season. Well, you notice another thing about Richardson, he plays, not only does he play a lot of games, but he does miss time as well. And with his career total of games of 1,417, he could have easily eclipsed 1,600 games, almost maybe probably 1,700 games if he was healthy and played the entire season a bunch of his times. Not to mention the lockout shortened season and the entire missed season that we'll get to. So in 2002-2003, his time with the Flyers comes to an end because he's a free agent. He signs with the Columbus Blue Jackets. 2002-2003, his first season with the Blue Jackets. 82 games played, no goals, 13 assists, 13 points, 73 penalty minutes, and we know with Columbus, they don't make the playoffs. 2003-2004, he's named captain of the Columbus Blue Jackets. 64 games played, 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points, 48 penalty minutes. There's the lockout in 2004-05. I didn't really check if he played anywhere else. I didn't go on his Wikipedia page, no. I only used the NHL website for his stats, and that's it. So no season in 2004-2005. He misses 82 games there with Columbus. But 2005-2006, he plays 44 games with Columbus, 1 goal, 6 assists, 7 points, 30 penalty minutes before he's traded at the deadline that year. Or not even at the deadline, it's a little before the deadline. He's traded for a 2006 fifth-round pick going to Columbus, and that pick becomes Nick Sucharski. I never heard of him, so I assume he did not play very much in the NHL, if at all. So he's traded to Toronto for a fifth-round pick, and in his remaining time, 21 games played, no goals, 3 assists, 3 points, 41 penalty minutes. And then he becomes a free agent again as Toronto misses the playoffs that year. No playoffs. And there's no playoffs in the rest of his career. So 2006-2007, who does he sign with? The Tampa Bay Lightning. 27 games played, no goals, 3 assists, 3 points, 16 penalty minutes, and he becomes a free agent again with no playoffs. 2007-2008, he's with the Ottawa Senators as a free agent. 2 goals, 7 assists, 9 points in 76 games, 41 penalty minutes. and no playoffs. As Ottawa, who went to the finals the previous year, wasn't able to get it done, and they missed the playoffs next year. Oh, wait, did they really? No, they didn't. They lost to Pittsburgh in the first round, I believe. You know what? I'm not going to question it, but I think they lost to Pittsburgh in the first round, so maybe he just didn't play in the playoffs. 2008-2009, he plays 2 games of that season, and then he calls it quits. No goals, no assists, no points, 2 penalty minutes. He retires on November 29th of 2008, so he doesn't even play the full season. He just retires, and for a total, he plays 1,417 games. Holy cow. 35 goals, 166 assists, 201 points, 2,055 penalty minutes, not including his playoff stats. 69 games played in the playoffs. Nice. 0 goals, 8 assists, 8 points, 130 penalty minutes. So yeah, tough guy, Luke Richardson. And of course, he's now the Chicago Blackhawks coach, and he's so far in that first season and that he coached, he was getting wins that this team should not have gotten. So Luke Richardson, I hope, is going to lead this team out of the darkness. Now with Bedard and hopefully a few other pieces getting added, we'll see how he coaches this team now. Should be another bad year next year, but should be slowly starting to progress better. We bottomed out there. We should be getting better. But of course, if we bottomed out next year, I wouldn't mind getting Celebrini first overall, of course. I think the world would explode if we won the draft lottery twice. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Expect more career videos coming soon. Expect a free agency video, winners and losers, that sort of thing. And hopefully expect more consistent uploads from me. And once again, I am so sorry about not uploading. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.